We are live, coming here with a brand new Stir the Pod podcast show. I'm your host, Trevor, and tonight we're joined by Alex. Alex, how are you doing tonight?
Yo.
And we're also joined by Andy. Andy, making a little Moscow meal. How are you doing tonight? ...
What up?
God, and
Not
we're
a Moscow Mule, but a nice little White Russian.
White
in the
Russian.
spirits.
Classic mix-up. We are here with the episode 16 recap show. And tonight's episode, I feel like... What? God, Greg Oden. People forget. Tonight's episode, kind of a Mas o menos, so-so episode tonight. Wasn't that amazing, but it was good. What did y'all think?
Well, we got to get out in front of it. I would say about once a season, maybe twice a season. We have the holiday drinking podcast. This is one of them. Day before Thanksgiving. It's gonna derail. It's gonna derail quickly. So we have to let everybody know that now. I think last year it was Christmas
Episode 3.
Eve. Yeah, it was an early episode of last season, right before Christmas. Tonight's right before Thanksgiving, so we're just gonna try to pick it up as we go. But overall, episode is fine.
Yeah, it was all right. I feel like we got the gist of it. And what'd you think, Andy?
I mean, I thought it was pretty good. Honestly,
God.
if you were to ask me to describe in very hardcore detail what happened, I probably would not be able to do that. But I do know who went home and who won the daily. So
There we go. That's all we need.
exactly.
And I'm pretty sure if we rewind the clocks a little bit, I think Trev said Big T would be the next female eliminated. So I think I get a little golf clap for that on 3. 1, 2, 3. So I think I should get a little props for that, correct?
Well, we just gave you golf clap. What else do you want?
All right. So Big T going home. Big smirk there. But overall in the entire episode, I thought it was an all right episode. It wasn't amazing. It was all right. Alex, anything?
It's the 16th episode of the season.
No,
I
it's
mean-
not.
16.
God, the
Sweet
fact
16.
We started in
IU
August.
basketball?
the fact that we've had 16 episodes.
This did not start in August.
I think it did.
No, it did not.
I
It
mean,
did not.
16 weeks? That's
Somebody in the chat let us know.
16 weeks. That's 4 months.
Yeah. I think it was
What
early
are we doing?
mid-August.
It
And we're not to
definitely-
the final yet.
How do we get sucked into this?
God, it's the same shit every year. And before we get started on the recap, Mike the Doctor, love to see you. I respect it being in the chat right now. But let's get into it. Episode 16 recap.
The streak.
The streak. First thing, episode 16 recap. The streak continues. So what do we have to say about the streak?
I
Alex?
think it's now only, though, 3 weeks?
2
weeks in a row?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Because it got broken up again
Very true.
very recently, right?
Very true. The streak broke, and now we're back at it again. And it's kind of a shame because, I love the streak. And Minnesota, sheesh.
Better than
And a quick announcement as we start. The STP bet of the night was Minnesota minus 14.5 at halftime now.
Yep, up
At
10.
halftime now they're up 10. So on pace. So make sure you follow us. We're 2-1. I think we lost the IU bet of the week. Lost last week, but they did win. They didn't cover. But
5-0.
we'll get into that later. So we're 2-1 on the season though. Still positive. What were you saying?
God, I don't
So
know.
the streak continues,
Yes.
and then we get a very rare pre-challenge party. The
Yes.
late day.
I know.
Ooh.
I feel like they kind of just it was very Make-A-Wish-esque. They just need to throw an extra one in there. And it was you're checking off the boxes. You need 7 per season, and they were on number 5. And they're like, oh, we have to throw one in there. And here we are. We threw a nice little challenge party in there. And, I mean, these parties these days aren't the same as they used to be. I mean, from Pastagate to, CT beating up people. It's just not the same. And I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't know what you guys think. Big fan? Non-fan?
No, the club is awful. The
Club?
club is terrible. It's. I mean,
But we
talked
didn't
about
get
that,
the club tonight.
It wasn't technically
got
the club.
But wasn't the second one the club?
No, it was.
We got a day
El,
club.
It was El Club, not the club.
We got
get-
the day club
yeah.
today, and that was terrible.
I kind of liked it.
Well, I say it was terrible, but here's the thing: it didn't get out of control. I want to see
Yeah.
day drinking like that on the challenge, on a boat, like in like a beautiful country. That needs to get out of control. It has to get out.
Well, and we said it as it happened that they may not have even drank.
No, absolutely.
At the lake day,
And, like,
which defeats the purpose.
I think the biggest question is they're like on this fake yacht, and the biggest question we should be asking ourselves is, who's paying for this shit? I mean, where did they get the money for this to just rent out an entire boat and do this? I don't know. So, anything else from this El Club situation?
I don't think there was much else from the day club.
It reminded me of I think it was last season. They did the same exact thing where it was like episode 3/4 of the way in. They had this like random lake day on like a private thing, and so it was just a mirror image from last season. A lot of similar people, obviously, but I don't know. I like that it was something different. Like usually we're saying there's nothing to talk about before the challenge, and
Absolutely.
now we actually have something to talk
And
about.
at least it didn't get like towed by like another boat or something on the lake or anything dumb like that. But
Ran out of gas.
Classic mix up. So the challenge itself, what was the challenge? And I kind of forget.
It was to steal the money and run. Take the money.
Oh yeah, so you're basically filling up a car with basically the entire
all the Monopoly money.
Mikey the Doctor writes, Trev, I think we might be asking the same question for the daily. Who's 3 Mercedes and 3 million? Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, Mikey the Doctor, I think the biggest question we should be asking ourselves with the 3 Mercedes and the $3 million is, who's paying for this shit? I mean, like, it's so much money.
Fake money.
Fake
Monopoly
money. You think it was Monopoly money?
It had to be. You think they have $3 million in cash that they're putting in front of these buffoons?
Buffoons.
As they're like trying to transport it and run across like a beach.
God, so classic. I mean, so the challenge itself, basically you're running to the safes, you're opening the safe, and you're putting as much money as you can into the bags, and you're basically filling up these Mercedes wish bags. So what do we think about this challenge? You like it? You didn't like it? Whatever.
I'll go ahead. I was not a fan at all. I thought this was a very much, and I've been on this train for a while. I don't like the fact that if you have more players, you have a better advantage for the challenge. I thought this was a prime example of if a team has 5 versus a team having 3, the team having 5 is going to win this challenge regardless of how good the players are, because there's so much running involved. There's so much back and forth. Like having 2 extra players was huge, and that's all it boiled down to. And I think that was the only reason why Green won, was because they had more people than everyone else. So I was not a fan of the challenge for that reason.
Alex?
I think I was a little more positive about it, but I think the outcome of the 5-person team winning kind of left a sour taste in my mouth about it. But I liked what the challenge was. I thought it was one of those where it's very simple, and it's almost like the producers like were planning for one less episode, and they had to like fit in one, and they decided, let's just pay the money for 3 rental cars and a bunch of fake cash, and let's just have them run back and forth 10 times and fill up these duffel bags that we've had lying around. Like, I felt like it was very simple, but I think the simplicity of it is the part of the challenge that I actually liked and appreciated. It was, but at the same time, I feel like it was almost too simple. Like, you got the gist of what the challenge was. It was just a race. And again, the 5-person beating 3 people made it just too easy to predict what was going to happen. But I think overall, I would say it was about middle of the road in terms of challenges that we've had this season.
Well, I just feel like this challenge was like kind of like you said, like the more people, the easier it would have been. Like,
yeah,
I feel like
that's what I was saying.
What, 7 versus 3? Like, I mean, come on. We all knew CT's team was going to lose with 3 people. So, like, I don't know. I feel like this would have been a good challenge, like, at the start of the season when it was all even. But, like, towards the end, not so much. Andy, anything?
No, yeah.
What do we think? What do we think in terms of like strategy? Like if you guys were doing it with a team of, let's say, 4 people, because I was in the middle. You have 3 teammates with you. You have 2 duffel bags. What would, if you were leading your team, like everybody's looking to you, what would be some of the things that you would employ?
Well, that's the thing. In this challenge, there really was not much strategy involved or that you could even possibly throw in. It was literally just stuff the bag, run it there, and run back. There really was no other strategy to implement.
Did they say, was one of the rules, and they kind of, I don't think they said this, but just from watching it, I think it may have been a rule that every single person had to run back and forth?
Yes, I think so.
Which I don't like.
Well, why
if you have 5 people in 2 bags, maybe one person, like the strongest person carries one, 2 other people split the other one, and then 2 people just stay back and like rest. And you kind of take turns.
Could you not carry the money by hand?
No,
I don't think so.
You had to put it in the bag. But we also asked the question, could you leave the bag unzipped?
Very true.
And not, that I think you could have placed another one little layer of cash on top of that if you, balanced it correctly as you ran.
Absolutely.
Which, of course, this is the shit where even when we get the extra Casey confessional to explain the rules, we still don't understand the rules.
I mean, that's just classic at that point. So, like we said, green wins the elimination.
What else is new?
The challenge, excuse me. Surprise, surprise. Because they have, how many people? 8, 9, 10?
5.
5 versus 3. So, not surprising there. And then what happens, Alex? I kind of forget.
So, green team wins. And then it's Kyle's birthday.
God,
Happy birthday to Kyle.
Happy birthday, Kyle.
2-9.
29.
No way.
2-9. The hairline looks a lot worse, but he's
hairline
2-9.
looks like about 3-9.
He's got a kid on the way. That has now come, obviously. Big happy birthday to Kyle. They did the big party. Everybody had their kilts on and everything. And it was the second scene of the episode where we had everybody having fun together.
Yeah.
Some episodes this season, the past couple seasons, we get 0.
It was
usually we get 1. Tonight we had 2 of them.
It was good to see the cast have fun.
Yeah.
Tonight's episode, dressing up the kilts, being bare ass naked, it's fun to see that shit. No homo. So, Andy, anything?
No, great. I mean, my only issue is we had 2 club and day club scenes.
I want to go.
And we didn't really have any drunken debacles. And that's where I fault not getting the right people on the show. And we've talked about this multiple times. Still don't think the cast is that great. But if you have 2 times in one episode where people are getting drunk and have a good time, I want to see some shit hitting the fan. You know what I mean? And especially this late in the season where tensions are running high and everyone's kind of out to get each other. I would have loved to see some sort of confrontation, but we didn't get that tonight.
See, but I agree. I would like to see that, but I think it's not a product of the cast. I think it's all production.
Oh,
I think it's all Buna Murray producers in 2021. They don't want people getting drunk.
I also agree.
Them the alcohol.
I also agree. But they also pick these soft people to come on the show, and then to your point, it's a 1-2. It's a 2-step process. You get soft people on the show, and then you don't force feed them alcohol like they used to back in the glory days.
Because if you think about it, you think in terms of alcohol consumption, you had back in the early days people, especially a lot of the females, taking the water bottles to the challenge and getting popped before the
people
challenge.
Forget they had to dye.
They had to dye it blue so that they could see if it was alcohol in their little water bottles. And so that was kind of the first stage of the alcohol consumption. And then I think in the middle one, from what we've heard in terms of interviews with the Bananas, Kinnys of the world, is the last 10 years or so. Yeah, the last 10 years or so, they basically have some sort of system on their party nights where it's you have to finish an entire bottle of vodka before you hand it in to the producers and get another one. So they try to limit it that way so that there's not just bottles everywhere. And then I think the next step after that was these past couple seasons where it's hard to even tell how much they're drinking because they're just probably not a lot.
Well, I feel like they're not even drinking at all. It's very like, what movie is it where they drink like the fake alcohol or whatever? Isn't it like, I forget what movie I'm thinking of, but I just feel like it's just, God, watch it. I just feel like it's just not the same. You know, you look at the Fresh Meats 2 of the world, like it's just so much more pizzazz and like spunk and everything like that. And there's just not that this season, which is sad. Andy, anything?
No, you're right. I mean, think about the rookies that are still here. We got Emmy, we got Logan, and we got Emmanuel. Like all of them, all three of those people, in my mind, good competitors. Don't get me wrong. But that's only part of what makes a good challenge persona.
Yes.
And all three of those people lack heavily in the off-field drama, the antics, the pranks, the drinking, the drama. All of them lack in that area.
Yeah. Alex?
Yeah, and I think, you know, we talk about like the lack of drunken shenanigans this season, the past couple seasons. And I think what it does is, like, I would say overall, if the season ended tonight, we would say a pretty good season.
Yeah.
Not like one of the best all time on the Mount Rushmore, but like pretty good. Definitely exceeded expectations, but it still does not have any moments that pop off the screen. Like, no. I can't think of any off the top of my head, even for the past 3-4 seasons. There's nothing that like, oh my God, like I think this season, I think of this fight, I think of this hookup. Like, I feel like every other season in the glory day, you say the season, you think of something. You think of Cutthroat, you think of the backpack. You think of like all of these other moments.
Free agents.
You think of
down goes Jordan.
You think of free agents. You think of that. You think of ruins. You think of Wes getting in Banana's face, and like I feel like the majority of those types of moments are fueled by alcohol, and we just don't get that. So it's like week to week we have good episodes. That's fine, you know, good, and that creates a good season. But there's nothing like looking back a year from now where you're like, okay, I'm glad I didn't miss that episode.
100% agree for this season. I will say last season there was a defining moment, that one shining moment for me. I think we all know what I'm referencing.
No, I know.
The pig
roast. I mean, the pig roast in my mind is one of the all-time challenge moments. And the fact that we got that last season was great. But again, I think you're spot on in terms of nothing sticks out this season yet. Let's cross our fingers. We're on episodes, 17 is next week? So we've only got a couple more, but let's hope something happens. And maybe so let me go this route with you. If CT wins this thing, which I think we would all say at this point he's probably the favorite, is that in and of itself a moment to hang our hat on for the fact that this old dude came out looking like he's in his mid-20s and won it all? That's pretty damn impressive.
I mean, but you also look at the cast this season, and it's like,
cast is terrible.
No, it's not.
See, I would almost go the other way and say that if I don't think that would be the case for CT, mainly because he won 9 months ago. We talked about him winning the last challenge. Whereas if in some crazy universe out there, if there's one guy winner and it's Logan, that's something that we would all look back and be like, what the fuck happened? That's something that we would remember. So I think we do have to address the last thing Mikey the doctor said, though, about something we kind of skipped over earlier in the episode with the whole, I think it was after the Lake Day with Devin and Tori fighting against each other, and Devin was still demanding that Tori apologize to him for I don't know what, but still saying that it was his game, Tori was being selfish, everybody else is being selfish, and all of that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I just don't get why so many people are bitching over the season. They don't want to go in, or they not. If I'm Tori, why would I not want to go against Big T? Why not? You know you're going to win that elimination.
Yeah, there's just always that
uncertainty.
If I were to ask you, do you want to go into an elimination or do you want to be safe?
Yeah,
which one do you pick?
Yeah, but like Tori going in, she can literally choose any team, and she knows there's only 2 people she can go against. And if I vote Andy in, you get to choose. Do you want to go against Trevor or Alex? So you know like who you're going against.
Alliance broken.
Watch it. I mean, it's not like we went to an IU basketball game last night.
But I think it's just that uncertainty, especially, and Tori called it out when she was in the stands when they revealed this elimination. This was kind of a like flip a coin, who's going to win. You know what I mean? The endurance was not that much. It was literally just jump into an ice cold pool, get out, and then do a puzzle.
Yes.
Where like that had a little too much randomness to feel confident, where you can say in like 90% of eliminations, Tori can confidently say, I'm going to beat Big T. I think this is one of the 10%.
Alex?
I agree.
Wow. That's it? I agree.
Well, I think we might as well get into that part of the episode now.
All right, go ahead.
So because the green team wins, and it's basically between 3 girls now, Big T, Tori, and Emmy. And in terms of the House vote, the Troika vote, they basically narrowed it down to Big T and Tori. And the whole logic behind that was like you could vote in Tori, who would then call in Big T for like the easy win and then infiltrate green team, or you could vote in Big T, and then she might just fuck it up anyway and just lose. So it ends up being Big T, which was kind of a surprise because you thought you may have had the Devin foreshadowing from earlier, like going against Tori. But they vote in Big T, the green team does, and then Big T in the elimination calls in Emmy, which I don't know. I feel like she was kind of screwed either way, just being the weakest girl of the 3. Maybe going against Tori would have been an easier decision just because Emmy was on kind of a hot streak and she had CT helping her. But I feel like those are things you're not thinking about at the time. That's kind of, a little bit of hindsight. But I think she was screwed either way. But what do you guys think about Big T calling in Emmy instead of Tori?
I think that was the reasonable choice. I feel like going against Tori in anything is kind of sketch. Like, I feel like you would get your ass kicked, especially Big T. So I wasn't surprised by the Emmy pick. Andy?
Me neither. I mean, once Big T was the deliberation vote, I thought it was a no-brainer. I mean, you'd be an idiot to go against Tori, who's like she's won a final, didn't she?
She's
been to a final.
But she hasn't won one?
No.
I think she's like 3-1 or 4-1 in eliminations. Correct.
Tori?
Yeah.
She's a proven challenge veteran.
Yeah.
Proven challenge veteran versus Emmy. And we'll get into Emmy, but Emmy is a rookie. You have to pick the rookie in that scenario.
Absolutely.
Because there's two types of eliminations. One is like, I'm trying to do my thing faster than you can do your thing, or I'm going to try to like beat you man and man, like against like we're trying to stop each other from doing something. This was like or alien on alien. This was like, you're picking someone that you think is just going to do as bad as possible to give your time a better chance. So if Big T, thought that Emmy was going to do it worse than Tori, then I guess that makes sense. But, obviously we saw that Emmy was able to kind of pull it out. I like the elimination. I mean, I feel like it wasn't, spectacular or anything, but I did like the fact that it was just something where you have to deal with the elements.
Yes.
You have to deal with the ice, the freezing cold water and all that. And, stop me if you've heard this before. We got a puzzle. We got a puzzle in the elimination. C2 was yelling, never liked that part of it. But I think overall it's pretty solid elimination.
Yeah, I feel like, in Alex kind of hinted towards it, the puzzle aspect. I feel like we get the same shit every fucking week. It's the same thing. Like, can't we just get a headbanger without a puzzle or anything like that? But it is what it is, and here we are. So, Andy?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it?
No further questions, Your Honor.
There he goes. Alex, anything else?
So we kind of got to do the roundup then. So, and stop me if you've heard this before again, but Big T is now going home right before the final.
Twice.
Can we?
So now, hold on.
Wait.
Big T has been eliminated twice, and Fessy's dumb face has been eliminated twice.
Wait,
so
correct.
is this the first time we've had 2 challengers get eliminated twice in one season?
I do want to say something. Did I not call this the next female elimination? Big T would.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Did we?
Yeah, you did.
Can you just say it one more time? Hey, look right there in the camera. Can you just say Trevor was right?
No.
I was right.
Well, don't you also?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that.
Look at the spoiler pages.
Yeah,
that's you. You're full spoilers every year.
No.
Relax. I don't see any spoilers.
So Big T has lost 2 eliminations in a row.
You knew Champs for Stars.
Can we? Do we need to bring Big T back?
No.
I feel like I said this in our preview.
Great question.
I said this in our preview. Like, I feel like we know what we're gonna get from Big T at this point. Like, you're gonna get somebody who the cast likes, who's funny, good spirited and all that. Maybe wins a challenge here or there, but like at the end of the day, we saw tonight, people were literally like, "What can I do?" Everybody, the whole cast was like, "What can I do to avoid Big T ending up on my team?" And so, I mean, like, is it worth it bringing her back? Like, at this point, would you rather Big T or random rookie from a foreign country who could prove to be somebody like Emmy, who like wins elimination?
I think I would take Big T, and here's why.
You want her back next season?
I'm not a huge fan of Big T,
but you want her back next season.
But over just a random ass rookie, yes, I think I would take her. Yes, she is a Make-A-Wish person, but she still brings stuff to the table. Like the fact that she's made it this long is a joke. I think
it is a joke though. That's the point.
Yes,
but absolutely. I mean, it's like, do you start Joe Flacco or do you start the young rookie Zach Wilson?
And
you don't necessarily know what you're going to get out of Wilson. You do know for a fact what you're going to get out of Flacco / Big T.
And what would you get out of Big T?
Mediocrity.
Never a championship.
Mediocrity.
Never a championship.
Zach Wilson could go out and throw 4 picks. He could go out and throw 4 touchdowns. You could have a rookie like Emmy who gets 4 elimination wins. You could also get a rookie like I don't even want to name one because there's been so many this season that have been terrible. But I mean, you just
very
don't know.
sure. No.
Or even like use Big T's spot for a random veteran who you could bring back. Well, like when they brought Teresa back last season. Okay, that was pretty random, but everybody liked having her back.
I would love to have Teresa back over her, 1,000%. What the issue is, it's not going to happen. It's the challenge. They don't.
Yeah, I don't think
do that, which is a joke. Like, I mean,
they'll bring Big T back because they know that the cast likes her. She brings a different demographic to the show, and I don't know why.
Yes, exactly.
In the UK.
TBD.
So
hold on. So let me give my 2 cents on Big T. So I've been on record on this show has been saying that I enjoy Big T a lot because she enjoys being on the show. Yes. And that's like one of the issues that we found with a lot of rookies as of the past 3 to 4 seasons is they just don't feel like they want to be here. Big T, I fully can feel confident in saying that if she's on next season, she will want to be here. She'll try to give her all. She would absolutely not win a finale, but she will be here. She will give 110%, and she'll fall short.
Yes.
And is that great for a competitor? No. But is it much better than getting a rookie who comes in here and after 2 days is like, holy shit, I don't want to be here. This is way more than I was wanting. Let me fake an injury. Let me fake a pregnancy. Insert excuse here. See ya. Bye-bye. Hope to see you never. But again, it's after this season again, seeing the exact same story from Big T, I think I can confidently say I would not be upset if I never saw her again on the challenge.
Wow. Hot take.
That's where I'm at. If Big T doesn't come back next season, next 3 seasons, I'm not going to watch the next season and be like,
damn, I wish Big
T was here.
Yeah. It's like if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it swims like a duck, it's probably a duck. Big T's a duck.
Gotcha. So Big T goes home. And anything else from this episode?
Emmy goes back to her team.
Yeah, surprise.
So we have so pink team, now that they lost Big T, is now Nelly, Tori,
Logan.
Nelly, Tori, and Logan.
Yes.
It's 3 people.
And
Not
then
a
you
bad
have
team.
CT, Kyle.
Nelly, Tori,
and
Logan.
We got some
Blue-
good teams.
Blue team is CT, Kyle, and Emmy. And then the green team still has 5 with Manuel, Devin, Tori,
Yes.
Nani,
No, yeah.
Nani, Casey, and Amanda.
Correct.
So we're down to 5 girls.
Ooh.
Last 5 girls. Let's talk about that real quick. Last 5 girls, because who knows? What next episode we might have a guy go home, and then we're going to the final. So we have 5 girls. That's Nani, Casey, Amanda, Tori, and Emmy.
Yes. I like it. I hope we go to the finals next episode.
I feel like there's a pretty clear line between the top 3 and the bottom 2.
Yes.
For
I
what,
agree.
girls?
Yes.
Girls.
I think
I feel like Emmy has proved herself enough to this point where she's in the top tier along with Casey and Tori.
Yes, I think it's Casey's
Yes.
final to lose. Very okay, squared ass.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
let me go this route with you. If you were to draw the line of the 5 girls, and you've got, we'll say, Casey, Tori, Emmy, Nani, Amanda. That's how I would power rank them. Are you drawing the line between
2 and 3.
Amanda and Nani, or between Nani and Emmy?
2 and
Because
3.
personally, I would say between Nani and Amanda. I think the drop off between Nani and Amanda is bigger than the drop off between Emmy and Nani. Thoughts?
Sounds big.
Thoughts?
I disagree.
I think the
I
bigger
think-
drop off is 2 to 3 than 3 to 4.
I think
No, wait, 2 to 3?
Yes.
As in Tori to Emmy?
Yes. Then
So
Emmy
you would
is
draw the
2
line
at 2 to 3.
here.
Yes.
I think
Because you think it's Emmy 3 to 4, correct? Emmy to Amanda. 'Cause you
I think the biggest drop off is Nani to Amanda. I think Amanda's shit.
so. You think Amanda's 5th, and you
Yes.
think Nani's 4th.
Yes.
So you think the biggest gap
Is
is 4
between
to
4 and
5.
5. Yes.
I think it's 2 to 3.
And your 2 to 3 is Tori to Emmy.
Emmy, yes.
Okay.
I agree. I mean, I don't think any of us are debating that the bottom 2 are Nani and Amanda.
Correct.
But I think they're actually closer than the other 3 are to them.
So do we have 3 different lines?
Yes.
So you have 2 to 3.
And
you have 3 to 4, and I have 4
And
to
I
5.
was drawing
Yes.
Trevor's line before tonight, before Emmy kind of said, like, I'm here to stay. I can win this thing. Like, I think she's still the third person, the third girl, just because Casey and Tori have been there, done that, ran finals before. But I think it's those 2, and now Emmy is in that club, and then there's a pretty big drop off, and I think Nani and Amanda are close enough to each other.
Okay.
But
That's interesting. So we have 3 different lines.
So for guys, though,
So you think Nani's in the first tier?
no, I think she's in
The other
4.
3 girls?
So here's
She's 4.
my thought process. The reason I would say yes is strictly because I think Amanda is very, very bad.
But
That's the only reason why. Like, so let me ask you this.
what's
If-
Nani done?
Shit.
I mean,
think
she's almost, God, I don't want to say the same
Sure.
category as Big T, as you know what you're going to get. But, like, so let me ask you this.
Let me
If
go-
Nani and Emmy
Embrace
went up against each other, if there were 2 matchups, Nani and Emmy or Nani and Amanda, and you had to pick one winner between the 2 matchups, would you pick Emmy to beat Nani or Nani to beat Amanda? Because
Nani
I would
to-
pick Nani to beat Amanda.
Yes, I would too.
And that's why I have that line drawn there. What are your thoughts? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that I think Nani's like great. It's just that I think Amanda is very, very bad. And I think Nani and Emmy are relatively close in like overall competitor.
I agree.
I mean, clearly it's very much gray area because we all had 3 different
Yeah.
answers. There is no
I
right
think we
answer
can all
here.
agree that top 2 are Tori and Casey.
Correct.
And Amanda's 5.
Yeah.
Well,
And
actually, I
Amanda's-
think our whole power rankings are all
They're
similar.
si-
They're the exact same.
I think they are.
But
too.
it's where do we put the 2 tiers?
But the funny
But
thing
it's
is,
different.
when we talk about guys, though, I think it's very concise. It's very what?
What?
It's very similar.
It's what?
The same.
Very, very concise.
That's what I just said. Concise.
A little ice.
Wait, so who are the guys left?
There's
CT,
6 of them.
There's
Devin,
6. Okay.
Kyle, Emmanuel,
Logan,
and
and
Nelson.
Nelly. No,
And I think it's Nelly, or not Nelly, not Nelly, CT, and then everybody else.
I don't hate that line.
I think
I
it's
don't hate
CT.
that. That's how I would tier it for the guys
It's
as well.
CT and everybody else.
I think it's almost like
Wow.
it's CT and everybody else. If you wanted to take the everybody else and draw a line within that
Where'd you put it?
in its own orbit, I think I would put Nelly and Kyle in the top.
No,
the other
no,
3
no,
in the
no.
bottom. Because
Dot, dot, dot.
I'm basically classifying still Logan and Emmanuel as unknowns. We don't exactly know what we have with them. You know,
Does Logan have 2 elimination wins? Or am I nuts?
I think he has 2. And Manuel has 0. But like we think he's a good challenger and all that. I'm not saying it's weird because I don't want to put them at the bottom. I just think there's not enough
tape.
sample size. And you take the other 3, Devin, Nelson, and Kyle. I would put the Nelson and Kyle above Devin significantly, especially in terms of running a final. Kyle is very underrated in finals. He literally got second 2 challenges ago. He had the silver medal. People forget that. And like Nelly's been in finals, run finals. There's some conspiracy theorists out there that say he won Invasion. I'm not going to get into that now, but I just think it's CT and everybody else. If you had to look at the other 5 people, we'll look at the other 4 people next week. But if you had to look at them, I would say you just give the advantage to the 2 people that have done the best.
Yes, correct. So, should we get into some segments?
Let's
Please.
do it.
All right. So, do we got
So this day in challenge history, there's actually nothing.
Wow, no episode?
There's actually nothing. And what confused me was Cutthroat, is the season that we've usually been riding these past couple weeks.
Yep.
It did not have an episode on the 24th.
Wow.
Maybe it was the day before Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving back
itself.
then, and they didn't do it. But so there was no Cutthroat episode on this day. And so this day in challenge history, we're doing this.
Wow.
In 2021.
Love to see it. So, I think it's time for some MVP LVP time. Correct?
Some what?
MVP LVP time? MVP LVP time?
Sure.
So,
We need the order.
let's get the order. We got OK Squid, Mikey the Doctor in the chat. You guys know what to do. First response.
Actually, time out. I've got an idea.
Oh, God.
Before we jump into MVP, LVP, and if we get in order, we can honor that. I think one thing we should do, new segment, before we jump into MVP, LVP, I think we all give a quick maybe top 2 things we're most thankful for of the challenge.
Okay. Wait,
Okay.
2?
I think it's just a quick snake draft.
Okay.
I don't think we do full Mount Rushmore, a half Mount Rushmore
of things we're thankful for.
of the challenge.
Okay. I see Andy, Trev, Alex, so that will be in order for MVP.
Why don't you just start it with
Okay,
that?
so
yeah.
we'll go right down.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so what am I most thankful for the challenge?
Because it's Thanksgiving Eve.
Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve, period. I am most thankful for call me crazy,
Dot.
how often the challenge is on TV.
Explain.
We talked about this, last week or 2 weeks ago? We've done it 36 out of 52 weeks. That is crazy, but I'm incredibly thankful for it because it's there for us.
Yes.
We're there for it every single week. Trev, not always, but
Come on.
it's always there for us, whether we want it to be or not. So I'm thankful for the fact that they almost force feed it down our throats, whether we want it or not. I'm thankful for it.
I am very thankful for us obviously starting the pod, but most importantly, the chat. Without you guys, this would not be a thing. So Mike the Doctor, Loved by You, OK Squid, Boogie Brown. I mean, the list goes on and on. The amount of people that give us the support And remember, this is a 100% free podcast, and we don't spend any money. Love you guys. Shout out Duffy. Bye-bye.
Is it the same cost as Challenge Mania?
Definitely not the same cost as Challenge Mania. Challenge Mania would cost about $500 a month, 100% free.
But you can get a sweatshirt from them.
All right, you go.
So now, do I have two now?
Yes.
Back to back.
Well, I was obviously going to go with the live chat. Can I say that I'm thankful for the challenge?
God.
And what I mean by that is I'm thankful for the fact that even though the past 5-6 seasons haven't been the greatest era of the challenge, I'm still glad that they haven't pulled the plug. I'm still glad that they're still doing it. They're still bringing back some familiar faces. They're trying to, shake it up somehow. The international poll is something that they tried, which isn't really working that well. But I'm trying to rephrase it. Must have found my mixtape. I'll say I'm thankful for the challenge producers not quitting.
Wow, no quitters. Alex, other MVP?
My other thankful.
Oh yes.
The other thing I would say I'm thankful for, I would say TJ.
Oh come on.
I would say TJ. I feel like he would have gotten taken at some point. And similar to my last pick in terms of just continuing to have the challenge on our TV, I would say TJ just from this fact of continuity. Like every single season, there's a ton of different fucking faces. We have somebody named Imi from Romania crying in the sand tonight. But at the end of the day, who's telling her what to do? It's TJ. He's the host. He's been the host since we started watching. He's now Mr. TJ apparently. But just thankful for the fact that we have a host that we all love and is able to come back every single season and just get better every fucking year, even though we don't think he can get any better.
Absolutely. My other thankful for would be my co-host for being here tonight. As you can tell, we are live here, fresh from Andy's apartment. So I'm thankful for Andy giving us a place to talk about the challenge. So without, obviously, my co-host, this would be nothing. I mean, I think I've only done one podcast solo. But besides that, I'm blessed to have these two guys next to me talking about the challenge every week.
Wow.
What can I say?
So I think I'll round out the what are we most thankful for about the challenge. This is kind of going to be a grouped pick for me, but I will say, let me try to figure out how I want to phrase this. Okay, what I'll say I'm most thankful for is the all-time challenge moments. And there are so many out there. You've got the banana backpack. You've got take the money and run. You've got the Wes and Cara and Laurel pouring the soda all over each other. Like there are just so many moments from this show that in my mind, when I think of when someone asks me why I like the challenge and I immediately think about all of these separate moments, it puts a smile on my face because there's no other show out there like the challenge. And to have those all-time moments, you're not going to get that anywhere else. Like you're not going to get Camilla going Camillinator and walking into the pool and going nuts, or like Paula getting in a screaming match with Laurel, having that realization that she's 40 and single and no one likes her. Like there's just, this show is so unlike any other, and the all-time moments that this show brings to us makes me incredibly thankful for it.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, in the all-time moments, I think the beauty of it is the versatility of the show.
The range is bananas.
You have all that shit that's drunken fights and hookups and all that, but at the same time, you also have CT versus Johnny in the backpack and the T-bone elimination. Like you have challenge related shit at the same time as nothing having to do with the physical competition.
Yes, you've got Ashley being a rookie getting fucked in the shower by Jamie, Or was she a second year?
I thought you were gonna say the soap bar when she was on the soap bar.
Not the soap bar. I mean, and like you've got it's this show is unlike any other. It really is. And
what honestly might be worth it, a little off-season pod, is like watching the YouTube MTV Challenge page that has like a few like random like montages, like best challenge moments of all time. We might want to watch those because it's like 40 minutes long or whatever. We might want to just watch those and then like pause it after each moment and just like fucking talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So MVP LV time. Andy, you were first, and we're going in just across.
So we're going right down.
Yeah. Okay. Don't get lost in the sauce. Andy first. MVP LV.
MVP for this episode.
Correct. Dot.
My MVP for tonight's episode is gonna be
what? I don't know. Okay.
God, honestly, like I'm kind of rattled, and I think there's only what's this collusion over here? What's this collusion?
There's no collusion.
I don't like this collusion.
You got the first pick.
You have the first pick.
My MVP is gonna be
US dollars.
The only person I can genuinely think of, and I'm pretty sure I gave her MVP last episode as well.
Wow.
I'm going the Alien.
Wow.
Emmy for my MVP. I mean, she showed out. She tried hard in the daily. They didn't win because they had 3 people, nothing against her. She got voted down by Big T in the elimination. She won it. She joined Blue again. She's part of a good team. She's now won 4 eliminations this season. That is absolutely incredible for a rookie to do. Nelly T called it out. We've called it out before this season that Emmy is our favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Nelly T called that out today. I mean, at this point, she's beast.
Yeah. So my MVP tonight is pretty easy. With it being the night before Thanksgiving, I got to give it to the chat tonight. I mean, one day before Thanksgiving, you guys showed up. Mikey the Doctor, OK Squid, Love by You. I mean, I got to give it to the chat. I love you guys. Shout out Duffy. That's all I got to say. Alex, MVP tonight.
You know, I feel like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. I feel like Emmy was the right pick for this episode, and you can never go wrong with the chat. You know, things have been kind of blurry tonight. You know, things have been off the rails watching the episode. I think we got the gist of it. I'm going to go kind of a random pick, but it is a challenger from tonight's episode. And I also don't think you can ever go wrong with this person. Not ever go wrong, but most of the time you can't go wrong with this person. It's not CT. I'm going to go Nelson.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why is I couldn't tell you exactly what he said in the confessionals tonight, but I know that 9 out of 10 times he was on my TV, I was smirking. Probably 10 out of 10 times, but, you know, to different degrees of smirky. I would say that you know, he played up the like, oh, TJ's got this $1 million in cash. I can smell the final. Like he was hyping up all of that. And then, you know, he was fighting with his own team and they weren't doing good. Like, oh, we never fucking win. I can't give you, you know, like this is what Nelly T did great this episode. All I'm saying is when he was on my TV, he was making me laugh. He's fucking wearing this black hat every single episode for the past 2 months. That's just like a foot up into the air. He said like, we got to do this for ourselves when he was talking about 5 people. So I just think overall, Nelly, when I think back to the episode, watching the episode, he made me laugh. He made me smirk. So he's my MVP.
So your LVP.
My LVP, I guess I'll take the easy one on this one then. I think there's a few more options for LVP, but I'll go Big T.
Wow.
Ooh. I'll go Big T. You know, I hate to say these challenge words, but I hope to see you never.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sorry if you rewind back if you rewind back to
Semi.
our season preview, I said like, Big T's good. She's a fun competitor, but at the end of the day, like we're probably going to end this season wishing that we don't have her back. And so I would like if I was a Big T fan, I would almost rather her not come on the season.
Wow.
So that like we're all still always wanting her to come back. Whereas like now I feel like people aren't going to want her to come back. 2 losses in a row. I think Ashley actually did that last season. A rare thing to do. Just not a good competitor. Doesn't bring a whole lot to the screen. She had a good 2-3 season run in there where it was like, who's this Big T girl? But I think that's just all run out. So I'm going to go LVP, Big T.
Let me add on something. And we maybe overlooked this when we were watching, but didn't Big T kind of screw up the daily too?
Yes.
She was pouring it. Yeah, we didn't really get into that.
Let's not overlook that for LVP.
She was – because we were trying to get caught up on the episode. But what it seemed like –
Thanksgiving spirits.
We were – and what the chat can hopefully verify us now going back to the challenge is that what it looked like going into commercial was that Big T was literally dumping their cash into a different car.
That's awesome.
Yes. She did not realize it's not like last week where you can just like put the sticks of dynamite in other people's thing.
She thought it was
Wouldn't know.
opposite of what it should have been. But yeah, I mean, that also contributes to my LVP pick.
Great pick.
My LVP tonight. Dude, I honestly don't know my LVP tonight. It's going to pop up again. My LVP tonight. ... is going to be. I don't know. I don't really have an LVP. I kind of liked everything that happened. But my LVP tonight is going to be Tori.
Wow.
And here's why. I feel like Tori in this elimination would have obviously beaten Big T, and she could have gone in against anybody. Like, she could have gone to any team she wanted, so she could have played her own card. The fact that she didn't go in tonight kind of hurt her a little bit. And that's why I'm giving her – and, I feel like she has a big target on her back for no reason. And, I like Tori a lot, but for whatever reason, everybody just doesn't like her. And it was obviously seen tonight. And that's why Tori's my LVP. So
great pick.
Sounds like it was a great pick. So
great pick.
Your LVP.
All right, my LVP pick. I'm going to go with alcohol.
Define?
For 2 reasons.
Oh, God.
One, first and foremost, I would say we as a collective went toe-to-toe against alcohol tonight, and we won, obviously. We're here. We're doing our thing. But more importantly, alcohol had the chance to shine twice in this episode, and it totally fell on its face. The daytime fake club, fake lake day, alcohol didn't make an appearance, didn't show itself, did not provide any sort of entertainment. They also had the actual club. Alcohol, again, did not show itself. Kind of took a bye week this week, which is just annoying considering it had 2 opportunities to provide some content for us. It did not. So what do? We take alcohol into our own hands, into our own mouths, and then show up on the pod and do our thing. My LVP tonight, alcohol.
Wow. Well, with that being said, anything else?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Go Hoosiers, 5-0.
Got happy Thanksgiving. SCP, we love you guys. Shout out Duffy. But thank you guys for listening to a brand new Stir the Pod podcast show. I've been your host, Trevor. We were joined by Alex over here and Andy over here. We wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. We are very blessed to have you guys listen to us every week. I know this week, obviously, a day before Thanksgiving, not logistically the best, but we still have people out there, the OK Squids of the world, Mikey the Doctor. Love to see it. So thank you guys. Love you guys. Shout out Duffy. You can follow us on Twitter at Stir the Pod. You can also follow us on Instagram at Stir_the_pod. So love you guys. Shout out Duffy. Bye-bye.